Good morning, everybody. My name's Lorene. Welcome to Books at the Bottom of the Stairs. Now, you will probably see Cleo Bell come through the camera a couple of times. I'm still at the bottom of the stairs, but I've changed the angle of the camera because I had an idea about talking about the different books that are going on right now, or not going on right now. I have one of the funniest things that's happening with being locked down is that I'm afraid to read all my books. It's I keep looking at them all going, oh, there's tons. But then I think, well, what if I read them all? What am I going to do? So I have no idea where to focus on here. So I might look a little googly-eyed. Before this all started, I had a game plan that my two book clubs that meet monthly, I would be able to report on what we were doing. And we're not meeting. One group's meeting virtually, but we're kind of disorganized. And the other group's not meeting at all. So that game plan's kind of out of the way. And we read, we read The Grace Year for my Woozles book club. That's by Kim Liggett. And we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet. So I don't really want to talk about it, although it was a great year. It was quite interesting. A great book, not a great year. And so I don't want to jump the gun. The other book that we're supposed to be reading for this month is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. And I hope that doesn't reverse. I'm not sure whether that reverses or not. Anyways, I'll link them in the doobly-doo below just in case. So A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, I'm thinking, should I read it or shouldn't I read it? Because I don't think we're going to be meeting. And I don't want to read it too far in advance, because then I do that on occasion, especially in the summers, read in advance. And by the time we get to talking about the books, I'm thinking, oh my God, what was it? I can't remember exactly. So, and all my, very, very clever ideas have just gone into the wind. So I'm reluctant to read that one. Now, for me, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn is one that I have read twice before. Once when I was a teenager, in a romantic setting. I was on a dock on a lake, and a boat was kind of knocking on the wood beside me, and it was great. And then one of my mom's friends said, oh, can I borrow that from you? So she went and had her own little dock experience and dropped it in the water. So that ruined that book for me, physically. And then I read it again about 5 years ago, so it's going to be a reread for sure, and I'm looking forward to it. I do remember it with fondness again, but I don't want to read it too close to the time. So the other book club that is meeting through Zoom, which last time I couldn't figure out how to connect. I was on the phone. Everybody else was visually connected. So someone was moderating the computer and the phone. So we were talking about Richard Wagamasi, and my choice had been Ragged Company, which is around the story of 4 homeless folk who end up getting a lottery ticket. And prior to that, they've bumped into a gentleman that they eventually realize can help them. So again, I don't really want to talk about that one because we didn't really get a chance to discuss it in any depth. We mostly were just chatting and catching up. So the next one for that group is Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Wynne Jones. She is probably one of my all-time favorite authors. Yeah, I would say she's definitely one of my favorite authors. And we are going to meet next month, so that's a book I know to read for sure, which is part of my dilemma right now is, just which book to read. The other plan I had was to read a classic based on several other Booktubers' ideas about reading 10 classics over the course of the year. So I listened to about 3 different lists, I guess, descriptions of lists, and thought, yeah, I can do that, 1 classic a month. That's easy. So I picked for this month The Grapes of Wrath by Steinbeck, and it is the 3rd classic. The first 2 I did not finish, one because the print was so terrible, the other because it was just so slow. and I just couldn't take it right now. And the Grapes of Wrath, I know, is not going to be cheerful. So I'm looking at that thinking, wow, I didn't do myself any favors with that choice. So I don't know if I'm going to read that one. So I'm stuck with just what to read. Then my fourth, 4 weeks a month, 4 videos a month. The fourth one would be just something from my TBR list, which is huge. And when we got to my panic buying for the COVID, I have, I think, 7 or 8 possibilities of books that I could read. But I didn't choose happy books. I didn't choose light books. Steve has read this one, The Stolen Bicycle by Wu Ming Yi, and it doesn't sound that tough, but it's a piece of it. Well, yes, it's literature, so that means it's going to be work. I probably should have gone out and picked up every Janet Ivanovich book that I've never read, and that would have kept me happy for a little while. So it's this bizarre confusion about, will I get through all my books before the stores are open? And somehow, for someone mental weird click of the brain, I think that reading a book isn't an activity. It doesn't feel productive. I feel like I should be doing something. So instead I'm watching all these videos about other people reading books. And I think, well, it's a little crazy, Lorraine. You should be reading your own books and not spending so much time online. But I must say I am enjoying those videos. I have about 10 people that I watch pretty faithfully. And they've really kept things up. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Is it Leanne? Leanne from Literary Diversions. I just love every time she comes on. She's just such a treat. And I'm terrible with people's first names, but I do remember Redheadreading. She also is quite a treat. I really enjoy her vlogs. So they do keep me cheerful, but I do need to make a bigger commitment to what to read. So this is one of those things where you're thinking out loud, and I think for sure I need to read next Howl's Moving Castle, because I'm pretty sure the reading group's going to go ahead with that. I think I'm going to put The Grapes of Wrath to the side for now in my just wait a little while. The other one that I have been reading is The Witch Elm by Tana French. Now, she's a really great author. She's a really good writer as far as I'm concerned. And the part I found a bit difficult about this book is that the main protagonist encounters a brain injury in the first, let me see, where am I? He's just 86. And he was a very self-referential young man before the brain injury, but he was a bit of a lad. So, yeah, you could kind of just think, oh, that's his personality. But I had a concussion a few years back, and my mom is working her way through a brain injury. And I know that one of the things that happens is that whole sense of it's all about me becomes just that much more pronounced. And that's part of the injury. And so right now he is just so all about himself. And I think, I just finished working with my mom for a year. I'm not sure I want to read about brain injuries. So I'm going to give it another. He's supposed to be going off to visit his uncle who has terminal cancer, and to be a caregiver. So I'm going to give him another chapter. And if he continues to be just a selfish prick, basically, then I'm going to give it a pass as well. In fact, saying that out loud, that's a decision. We made a decision, kitty cat. And so that leaves me with really only one book to read right now, despite having surrounded by probably close to 20 books. The other one I'm reading and not loving is Bonk by Mary Roach. It was funny. The first few chapters were kind of funny. She's got a wicked little way of interjecting humor into things. She's really a good poker, poke her finger at things. And so she will come up with a caustic, smart-ass comment in the middle of something. And it was pretty funny to begin with, but I think it's a kind of humor that is a bit repetitive. And so I'm gonna take a break. So let's see. In my taking a break books, I have got 5, and my reading book, I have got 1. I guess in my pausing, because I don't know what's happening. So actually, I've got 7 books. Yep, 7 books that I'm not reading right now, for one reason or another. I'm really just not sure where to go with it, because I want something that's a little bit, you know what could be fun? This is something that, let me see, what's it called? Deadly Little Scandals. It's the second in, what was the first one? Was it Deadly Little Lies? Little White Lies, which I really enjoyed. So this was one of the new releases that I was looking forward to this year. I don't have too many that I was looking forward to. There's a one that's coming out by, oh no, Jacqueline Woodson. Nope, that's not it. Jacqueline Woodson. There she is. That was the other new release that I was looking forward to, Red at the Bone. And but I suspect that that's a bit of work as well. And there is also another one coming out. It's gone right out of my head. There was another one that I was looking forward to coming out. Just those 3. J.K. Oh, is it N.K. Jemison or J.K. Jemison? And when will we have Black Future? When will we have Black Future Months? That's another new release that just new in the sense that I have to order it from a bookstore. I think it has been released. So you know, I think I'm going to go with this one, Deadly Little Scandals. I believe it's about debutantes who, high Southern society, and there's just a bit of mystery and a bit of revenge and a little bit of privileged white girl silliness going on. So I think, yeah, there we go. I made a decision, and I will try to continue with this one. I love this writing, but I just don't want to get overwhelmed by sadness. So thank you very much for letting me think out loud. I hope you're all having a good day and that your reading dreams and pleasures continue. Take care of yourselves. Bye.